Hi guys! Oh my goodness gracious, it's good to be back in front of the camera filming again. I have been a little bit MIA from YouTube for the past 2 weeks, and the reason for that is basically just because it has been a lot happening. I thought I would catch up with you guys about that and at the same time film a little bit of a tutorial for you. I think I know myself well enough to say that this will be a long video because I'm chatty. I personally like long videos. I know some of you do as well. If you don't, then I'm sorry, but it probably will be back to a little bit of a shorter type of video next time. So anyway, I'm really glad to be back. I have missed you and missed filming, so I'm just excited to put some makeup on and chat with you. So let's get started. For this makeup look, I thought I would do a full face of drugstore products. I haven't done that yet, so I'm really excited to do a full face drugstore look. I don't think it will be like a crazy glam look or anything, but I wanted to do like a light summery look because I'm so excited for summer and our regions are not spoiled with summer weather. So whenever the sun is on the sky, we are like, oh my god, and put all summery stuff on our faces. So that's what I'm going to do today. First, I'm going to put on a drugstore moisturizer. This is a Nivea Nourishing Daycream for dry skin. I love this moisturizer because it's really affordable, really cheap, and it moisturizes my skin. It's a really basic one and it works. Isn't it great when you get like a pimple right in the middle of your forehead? Don't you just love that? Ugh, the feeling of putting on moisturizer. Feels so good. I'm gonna take some of my clips and pin back my hair because we do not want makeup in the hair. Then I want to prep my skin before I go in with foundation. I'm first going to go in with a moisturizing primer because I really need it. And this is by the brand Lumene, and this is the Beauty Base Moisturizing and Illuminating Primer for normal to dry skin. This is a Finnish drugstore brand, so I know that this is sold in Sweden because that was where I got it, but you can get it in Norway as well online. I don't know where else in the world they sell this brand, but this is a really good moisturizing primer and it's really cheap. It's from the drugstore, so I thought I would include it. And I don't know if you remember this, but I raved about it back a couple of months ago or something. It just comes out like a cream and it feels really good. It doesn't really illuminate my skin, but it really does moisturize. Then I want to go in with a second primer, but the second primer is for its own purpose, and that is to glow. This is the L'Oreal Magique Pure Light Primer. This is a really glowy metallic finish base. It will peek through the foundation that you put on top and will just give you this really subtle from within glow. This is one of my favorite primers from the drugstore. This comes out white, but when you blend it in, it's a really like metallic glow. You can look kind of crazy when you have just this on because you look like a Tin Man or something, but when you put foundation on top of it, it's just beautiful. So now I'm going to go in with foundation, and the foundation I'm using today is the MaxFactor Finity All Day Flawless 3-in-1 foundation. This is basically the exact same thing as the CoverGirl 3-in-1 foundation. I haven't tried that one, but I know that CoverGirl and MaxFactor is created by the same kind of umbrella company. So where CoverGirl isn't sold, MaxFactor is sold, and where MaxFactor isn't sold, CoverGirl is sold. I haven't tried the CoverGirl one, but this is supposed to be the exact same thing. So if you can't get this one, you probably can get the CoverGirl one. This is a really beautiful foundation. One of the best ones from the drugstore in my opinion. The only complaint I have about this is that their shades are really pink undertoned. So I'm going to take 2 pumps of this, and to make sure that the undertone is a little bit corrected, I'm going to go in with the EX1 Invisawear Liquid Foundation. This is a way darker shade. This matched me like a million years ago, but this has a really olive undertone, so if I take just a drop of it, it will kind of neutralize the pink in the MaxFactor foundation. So just one little drop And this is a really affordable foundation. I got it online and I think I got it for like 10 bucks or something, so I will consider this as a drugstore foundation as well. The MaxFactor foundation is like a satin finish. It's really good for oily skin, but it can work for dry skin as well. Like, I have dry skin, and because I have prepped it with some moisturizing products and stuff like that, it will work with my skin. The only thing that in this video that won't be drugstore is the tools I'm using, so I'm sorry about that. Maybe I'll try to include that in a later video, but for now I'm only using drugstore products and I'm using the tools I have. So I'm going in with my damp beauty blender and I'm blending my foundation in with this. So like I said, it has been a lot going on lately, and I'm not just saying that, it's actually really true. Of course I have had some spare time, but the times where I've had spare time I haven't been at home. I have been at my boyfriend's house, or I have been too tired to do anything really. But I have been like celebrating a friend's birthday, I have been on a trip with my boyfriend, I have been celebrating the Norwegian National Day. I don't know, I have been, hanging out with a lot of people. I have been helping a friend with her exam. I'm her makeup artist for her photo shoot for her exam. So there has been a lot going on for the past 2 weeks. Filming is a priority for me, but when I'm not at home, it's literally impossible for me to film. So I actually haven't been at home that much. I'm really glad to be back at it again. And in the meantime, where I haven't filmed, I have been checking out my channel, and I have seen more and more people coming to my channel, becoming a member of our little family here, and I couldn't be more thankful. It's crazy to me that we are now over 6,000 people on this channel. Yeah, it has been so much fun seeing my channel grow, and seeing the number of people here grow, and all the support from you guys has been amazing. I couldn't be more thankful. I am so inspired to just put up so much videos for you guys that you have no idea how excited I am about filming for you again. So a sincere thank you to all of you that has subscribed to my channel. I really do appreciate it. Now I'm going to go in with a concealer, and the concealer of my choice is the Maybelline Fit concealer, basically because this is my favorite concealer from the drugstore. I think it's so good, both for the face and for the under eyes. So I'm going to use it for both of those things. First, I'm just going to try to conceal some of my breakouts or scarring. I have a lot of scarring nowadays. I don't really have that much active breakouts, but as you can see, this foundation covers up quite well. You can build it up to a full coverage, but I only apply like a really thin layer of it, because when you're doing like a summer look, in my opinion, you should keep your layers quite thin, because in the summer it's really harsh daylight, it's a lot of sun, and if you have too thick of a layer, it's way more visible than if it's a little bit of foggy weather, or if it's dark, or you know, we want to keep it quite thin, but I still want to make myself look as flawless as possible. Then we need to set the under eye concealer so it doesn't crease. I'm not going to set the rest of my face because my skin is so dry at the moment. I don't really need it. The powder I'm going to use to set my under eye concealer is the Fit Me powder by Maybelline in the shade Ivory. Looks like that. It's a really light powder, but it's almost transparent, so it doesn't give any additional coverage or anything like that, but it will brighten a little bit. And to do that, I'm going to use my 105 Luxe Highlight Brush by Zoeva. So I'm just dabbing underneath my eyes, on top of the concealer, and my eyelids, because we're going to use the concealer as a primer or a base today. We're not going to use any additional primer, so we don't want the concealer on the lid to crease either. And now that we look flat as paper, we need to put back some dimension onto the face because I don't want to look like a piece of paper. So both for contouring and for bronzing, I'm going to use the Solar Powder by Soap & Glory. I had totally forgotten about this, but when I saw it, I was like, aha, I used to love you. This is a 2-part bronzer. It's a matte, more deep and cool tone side, and then it's a more light, shimmery, bronzy side. So when you mix them together, you get this really beautiful bronzer, and then you can use this matte side to contour if you want to. So first, I'm going to contour a little bit with this one just to create some dimension. And for that, I'm using the 126 Luxe Cheek Finish. I have been loving this brush lately for contouring because it doesn't give a really like stripy contour, but it gives like a contour, if you know what I'm saying, but it blends really nicely while you are applying and it looks more like natural, I guess. So I have been loving this one. I used to contour with this before and then I kind of rediscovered it. I'm going to contour my cheekbones first. Nothing extreme. And then I'm going to put some just on the top of my forehead just to tie everything together so it's not just underneath my cheekbones. And then just a little bit on the sides of my nose. Not really to contour, but just to like have something in the center of my face. Then I'm going to bronze and I'm going to mix both of these shades together with the 101 Luxe Face Definer. And then I'm just dusting that on my forehead, on my cheeks, temples, and kind of everywhere where I usually bronze my face. And now, as you can see, I look pale as shit down here. So I'm going to kind of just bronze just really lightly on my chest. Then we're going to apply some blush, and for blush I'm going into my BH Cosmetics 10 color blush palette. This is a really affordable blush palette and it has 10 colors, so you have a lot of options. And for me personally, I love my peachy tones, so I'm mixing these two shades right there. And I'm just going to apply that lightly on the apples of my cheeks and dragging backwards. Just for a light flush of color. And these blushes are really pigmented, so you have to be careful. Then I'm going to highlight, obviously. So I'm going to go in with my Sleek Face Form Contouring and Blush Palette. This is a trio with a bronzer, a highlight, and a blush. And I'm going to use the highlighter in the center. And this is a really intense, beautiful highlighter. So I'm going in with my Real Techniques setting brush, which is one of my favorite brushes for highlighting. And then I'm going to highlight the tops of my cheekbones. And then I'm going to highlight the tip of my nose as well. The bridge of my nose. And my Cupid's bow. Now that our face is done, I'm going to do my brows before I move on to my eyes. And for brows, I'm going to use my NYX Micro Brow Pencil in the shade Ash Brown. This is a really good brow pencil from the drugstore, really comparable to the Brow Wiz from Anastasia or the Brow Beater, if that's what it's called, from Urban Decay. It's just basically the exact same thing, just cheaper. So because we are so many more here on my channel now than we were for about like 3 months ago, I want you to kind of get to know me, and you know, I want to be more like personal on this channel. I feel like I am from before, but it's makeup, so how personal can it get? You see my personality, and this is me, this is me, this is what you get, but like really know me for me, and not just what I do in makeup. So I thought if you would like to, I thought I maybe would have like a Q&A, but only if like you would like to see that, because if not, then you know, what's the point? There's no point in having a Q&A video if you don't have any questions to answer. You could just ask me questions down in the comments down below on this video if you'd like a Q&A. So if you'd like a Q&A video, let me know down below and then ask me your question, and then if there's enough questions I will answer them for you in upcoming Q&A. And you don't really have to like ask things to get to know me. You can ask me anything, like, do you like pizza? What do you think about gummy bears? Or what's your favorite bird? I don't mind answering anything. So if you have any questions, leave them down below, and then hopefully I will have a Q&A up for you soon. And that's my filled in brows. Now I would normally set them with a brow gel, but I don't have a drugstore brow gel to use in this video. But I do know that the NYX Control Freak brow gel is really good, so I recommend that one, but because I don't have one right now, I'm going to just skip it. Now let's move on to the eyes. I'm first going to go into the blush palette by BH Cosmetics once again, and I'm going to dip into this brown shade. I don't know if this is supposed to be a bronzer, a blush, or a contour shade, but I don't really find the use of it, but I know that this is a really beautiful color for eyeshadow. So that's what I'm going to use it for today. So I'm going to blend this shade in to my crease with a 217 brush by MAC. Don't forget that you can use highlighters, you can use bronzers, blushes, any face powder product for eyeshadow. Don't forget that. It's multi-use. I have this on my brush and I'm going to just blend this into my crease. That's actually a beautiful warm brown and very pigmented too, as you can see. I'm going to bring this onto my lower lash line as well, but just on the outer corner, so not all the way, because I don't want it to be like too smoky or anything. Then I'm going to go into this Wet n Wild trio that I've had forever. Do you even remember this? I really do remember this from back in the day, old school YouTube. This is the Walking on Eggshells trio, and it's a really beautiful trio. The only thing I don't like about this that makes me not use it as much is that all of them are shimmery, and I like to use a matte eyeshadow, especially in the crease. I don't like to use shimmery eyeshadows in the crease. I just wish this shade right here was matte, and if it was, this would be the perfect go-to like trio for me. But all of them are really beautiful and really pigmented, and Wet n Wild is so affordable. I'm going to go into this eyelid shade. It's just called Eyelid, and this is like a really shimmery champagne color. It has some pink hue to it, but it's mostly like a champagne. As you can see, it's Gorgina. So I'm going to go in with this brush right here, which is like a really flat, small, precise brush, and I'm just going to pack this on all over my lid, but focus it mostly on the inner corners of my eyelid. And then I'm going to take my 217 and just go over the edges. Then I'm going to take my pinky finger and dip into the brow bone shade, and I'm going to apply that onto the inner corner. Then I want to do a little bit of a liner, but I'm not going to just do like a basic black liner. I'm going to do like a bronze liner. So I'm going to go in with the Kiko Tropical Waterproof Eyeliner in the shade number 6. I actually love the formula of this liner because this doesn't budge. This really does not budge. I bought this when I was in Italy, and Kiko is a bomb-ass brand. I'm just saying, so affordable, and they have some amazing products. So I'm just going to line my lash line, a really thin line, nothing extreme. And I actually don't think I want to wing out the liner. I think it's good as it is. It's just a little bit of a pop of something, and when I put mascara on, it won't really show, but it will be something, if you know what I'm saying. And like really warm browns like this one will really make green and blue eyes pop. And I have like a mixture of a green and a blue tone in my eyes. So now I'm going to curl my lashes. And then apply some mascara, and I'm using my favorite drugstore mascara. This is the Maybelline Lash Sensational. Absolutely the best mascara out there. So if you haven't, go try it out right now. And I actually don't think I'm going to put any mascara on the lower lash line, because I find that when I skip that, my eyes look more wide and awake, if you know what I'm saying. But that's just personal preference. If you feel like your eyes look more wide and awake with mascara on the lower lash line, then definitely do so. And then we only have lips. So I'm going to go in with my NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream in the shade Stockholm. This is a beautiful like peachy pinky nude, and it's a liquid lipstick, and I love these liquid lipsticks. I love the formula. And then in the center, because I want it a little bit lighter in the center just for a little bit of a highlight, I'm going to use e.l.f. matte lip color in the shade Nearly Nude, and I'm just going to pop that right in the center. And that is the finished look. So that was everything. So this is the finished look. I really hope that you like it. It's really like summery and daytime appropriate. It's really girly and really cute. And this is kind of the look I go for if I want to look a little bit glam, kind of natural, but I don't want to look basic. I go for something like this. And it's so easy, and all of these products that I use is so affordable and so good. So I really hope that you like this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you did like this video, then give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos, and I can't wait to see you in my next one. Bye! Have you noticed that I always have a hair tie around my wrist? It's so hot up in here. I have like upper lip sweat right now. I feel like I have a hair stuck to my nose, and my leg is falling asleep.